What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
We all know and love Bill Murray. He's in just countless classic movies. He's a personality in which everybody loves him, and because everybody loves him, because of the person he is, it's amazing when you hear all these stories about him showing up in unconventional places, knowingly showing up in unconventional places, knowing that it'd be very difficult for the regular person involved in these stories, to be believed when recounting their Bill Murray sightings. There's a documentary out on Netflix called "The Bill Murray Stories: Life Lessons Learned from a Mythical Man." Just one of those documentaries that just warms the heart. It's so good. It's not breaking down any horrific murders. It's not uncovering dark secrets of somebody that maybe we loved. It in very much the same vein as the Mr. Rogers documentary, "Won't You Be My Neighbor," where you know Mr. Rogers, it could have gone very different in his story, but clearly didn't. If you saw that documentary, very heartfelt. Um, Definitely somebody who is an ambassador for children and education. Whereas Bill Murray is just an ambassador of fun and realizing that nothing really matters. But yeah, so this documentary is about this guy, Tommy Avalon, who, like many people, have heard the stories about Bill Murray showing up at a party to do dishes and just leaves, or just talking to a random stranger at a bar and becoming friends with them, to like showing up with a band as like a roadie for this small band going to a house party. So he wanted to investigate these stories. He wanted to see if they're true, and then also to hopefully get Bill Murray to talk to him about these stories. And it's his journey to do these things for Tommy in this documentary. And it's just great because, I've heard some of these stories where he like crashed a wedding and just kind of shows up and parties with people and then bounces out. So there was definitely a lot of stories that I hadn't heard yet with this documentary, which was nice to see all the different flavors that you will find Bill Murray throughout life. But it also kind of digs deep into kind of who Bill Murray is as a person and what kind of his method for his the reason for his madness, the reason why he does these things. Because it's not very common that, a superstar would just go amongst, like, imagine Tom Cruise just showing up to a party and then just kind of being the life of that party. It just wouldn't happen, right? It's just, there's so many stars that kind of just get secluded and stay secluded and only kind of travel within the circles of other famous people. Whereas Bill Murray, not so much. But also, it went in to dissect who he is in the roles that he chooses, and then also what he decides to add into his roles. Because there's moments like in Caddyshack, there's this like quote, this Buddhist quote or whatever, that his character just added in to the movie. It wasn't part of the script. He just added it in. And there's a big monologue in Meatballs where he's telling all of they're about to compete against a different camp, and he's saying, like, there's no way we're going to win, but it doesn't matter. Even if everything goes good for us, even if the magic of magic happens, it all doesn't matter. Nothing matters. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter is kind of the motto and the cheer and the chant that happens through that monologue. And for me, it's true. It doesn't matter. I mean, so many people. People think whatever they do is so self-important. Their life is so self-important. But if you were to get a different perspective on things and take a few steps back and realize how long our existence as humans has been in comparison to the world, assuming you're not a religious person and believes in old books, but somebody who actually believes in science. We're just a blink. We're a small blink of an eye, and the track we're going as humans and how we're treating our home, planet Earth, we probably won't be around for much longer. Earth is going to be around far longer than humans. Uh, Certain animals will survive while we will probably not. I mean, our population as humans has dwindled down at different times in history. So it could all happen again. The life we're living now, where you have the internet and electricity and water and all of these things and all of these services could easily just be wiped out with, a pandemic. There could be a flu. That could be the next, what was that, Spanish flu 2.0, 3.0 could just wipe out half the population. You could get Infinity Gauntlet in the hands of the wrong person who likes to snap, and that could just wipe out half of everybody just instantaneously. The ice caps can flood the coastlines, earthquakes and storms. There's a lot of things that could just destroy everything. So you could be like Bill Murray and just enjoy life. He likes to think, there's a little clip from an interview that he did where he's talking about waking up himself, like being woken up mentally and spiritually, having fun is his way of waking up, and he likes to go and wake people up. And there's people that are talking about recanting these stories of when Bill Murray showed up to their party, and he turned what would be just a regular, normal party into one of the best times anybody will ever have at a place. I would imagine Bert Kreischer is a similar type of person as Bert Kreischer becomes more famous. I could see him being this, assuming he doesn't kill himself by drinking himself to death. But I could see Bill Murray or Bert Kreischer kind of, in a way, definitely not as deep as Bill Murray, but still has that same essence where he wants to be, not only wants to be the life of the party. I mean, I guess Bert Kreischer is wants a little bit more of the attention, where Bill Murray is trying to wake other people up and trying to have them. He's going to act like a normal person, but in his normal person acting, he will elevate everybody else and make them comfortable enough to open up and just have fun and enjoy life. Because that's the thing, man. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Right? We could all die tonight. So what are you doing today? Are you spending your life at a job that doesn't like you and you don't like it? Is there no mutual enjoyment? Are you not drawing joy out of life? Find moments to draw joy out of life. But this documentary is so good. It also reminded me a lot of another documentary I watched called The Journey. Not an easy doc to find, but it's a documentary that it finds itself as it tells the story, which is also, there's a lot of ways you can tell a documentary, and that's one that is enjoyable to see, kind of the purpose of the documentary growing out of just an ambition to do the documentary in the first place. So go to Netflix and watch the Bill Murray stories, life lessons learned from a mythical man. As far as a person that I would love to model my life after and would love to become as an older person, Bill Murray is definitely somebody to look up to, I would say. New episodes of this show come out every day. Subscribe everywhere podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at patreon.com, both audio and video versions. Patreon.com/InspiredDisorder. InspiredDisorder.com for me are all my work. At Ray Taylor for me. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!